So I had a separation which opened my eyes to one fact. I don't know myself in the least. I don't know what I want, who I want. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know anything. I don't even know what my name is. I had decided to finally try shutting the world out in hopes that after disappearing in the midst of nothingness, I'd be able to kindle a light which I could call and recognize as myself. So after I made the hard decision of separating with this girl whom I loved, I decided, okay, I need to go the extra mile. I can't just sacrifice this pain that I just decided upon myself for nothing. I need to make something fruitful out of this. So I decided to go the extra mile and I deleted social media and got off the world, went off grid. If I could see the world and my friends could see me again. So I knew that I had to hide for a little bit. And that's how the story began, but I had no guidance as to how I could achieve better self-discovery, and I didn't want to occupy my time doing things that I was already doing before and that didn't need me to go into this kind of retreat. So I decided to pick up extra habits to see what my heart was more inclined to see what I was passionate about and what I enjoyed. I started to play the piano since I already played the guitar and I really enjoyed that. I started learning a new language, which is Arabic. And I started practicing meditation and journaling. I wanted to see what it was all about. And so as I had a list of things that I wanted to practice each day to see what I liked and what I didn't, I realized I had much more time to complete this task than I had expected. Turns out that getting rid of social media and not talking to, 10, 20 people every single day saves you a lot of time. But because I had a lot of time, I told myself I'll do it later, and then the next day came by and it turns out that I never ended up doing it. My habit tracker was blank. I grew more and more frustrated as to why I was being this way, why I made all those sacrifices just to be mediocre. And I observed something in my habit tracker. The days that I had work, I actually completed almost everything, though I had less time. So I sat down and I meditated about it, and I realized that it was because I entered a certain do mode in which, because due to my lack of time, I would have to move with more urgency and I would have to do more things. And because I started the day working in the morning, I already began by stacking up a little bit of little wins, right? Conversely, the other way around, I knew that I had loads of time on my days off, and so I left the hard work or the habits for later. But I started the day then slowly, procrastinated on my phone, maybe not on social media, but watching anime or playing games or whatever on YouTube. And it made me start the day off in a rut. I started the day with procrastination rather than small wins. My conclusion? I got another job. Since I was wasting my days off, I might as well have no days off. And I started working 6 times a week and around, 50 to 60 hours. I was now earning more than 2,000 a month as a teenager with no professional training, and I was still doing much more things on the side. Now that I had more time to myself and it was just me, myself and I was doing everything. I was still learning the piano. I learned how to read, write and speak basic Arabic. As a European, I was on a healthy meal prep diet because that's honestly all that I had time for, and I was still hitting the gym 5 times a week. Back then I was getting buff, I was almost like a bodybuilder. I read lots and lots on leadership in preparation to join the army as an officer, and I was way smarter than ever before. I had knowledge that I hadn't acquired before, and I was actually practicing it every day in all my small interactions and all my own habits. And I meditated for months and months on a row and achieved more clarity and peace of mind than I've ever felt before. I literally got all of my stats up. My skin turned super clean and my mental health was an all-time peak. So after working so hard for such a long time, I decided that it was time for me to get out there in the world once again, and I tried to get in touch with old friends. Here's what happened. Some of them didn't reply at all. Some other ones, they were mad at me, but they still agreed to meet up. So I met up with them, and being the new person that I am, it turned out that I realized I didn't want to be with them anymore. We weren't meant to be, and so we drifted apart with time. And I can't say that it was wrong of me to disappear and shout out the world without saying a word, because I feel like they may have tried to slow me down or stop me or not respected that space and privacy and unmotivated me from the start, even though I needed all the motivation that I could get. And then some other friends remained understanding, and as a matter of fact, proud of me. These are friends that I've realized I can't keep away from. Even if we're on the other side of the world, I'll still want to check up on them, see how they're doing every now and then. They are what you call good friends. I realized after disappearing that I did not need many of the things that I was doing, social media or getting takeaways or overwhelming myself with work in order to not waste time or pretending to be somebody that I'm not. I didn't have to do any of these things anymore. I've thus decided not to return to the things that I realized that I don't need to do and that I don't want to do for myself. And I've also decided that I would now carry on with my journey of learning, because every time I finished work, this was the thing that I looked forward to the most. To learn about leadership, to learn about psychology, charisma, about the brain and how we operate, about humans, right? Behavior. And to give my gift of masculine love and help to the world. For this is what has always made me, and I believe always will make me, happiest. Strive to be 1% better every day. Much love.